this is Jimmy Haynes, and today I'd like to go over some chords for you. Them chords I was playing right there was something I just kind of off the cuff was messing around with a chord progression, but I wanted to talk today about chord theory relative to scales, and this will get in depth to some degree, but I just want to cover the basics of it. And you ever wonder why you're playing a certain song in a key of C, for example, and you know, when you're searching for chords for that song, whether you're writing a tune or you're trying to figure out a song, there's really only a few number of chords that's relative to that key, and there's reasons for that. And what I wanted to do is just touch today on a real slight basic example of that. Maybe trying to follow the chords through the scales, and you'll see what I'm talking about here as we go through it. I think what we'll do now is start with the basic C major scale. I know a lot of times people are afraid to learn these things, but they can become very useful, and not to be afraid of them either. Let's just break these down. Simple. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's a major scale. And we'll start here with the C on the third of the A string. Okay. If I play it once more. Now if I want to talk about each individual note of that, starting with the root, C, a whole step to D, E is next, F, G, A, B, and back to C. So I played 8 notes, but technically there's only 7 notes to that scale. The 8th one was just a higher octave of the first. So just using that prime example, I want to look at chords for each degree of that scale, and to maybe shed some light on chord theory for you young inspired musicians out there to learn maybe some new chords. We'll start with the first one right there, in the C note of that scale, being C root. It's the major note of the scale. It's a major scale, and the first note is the C chord, of course. That makes sense. What makes up a chord? What we refer to as triads. 1, 3, 5. If I take the 1, 3, and 5 degree of that scale, that gives us a triad for that chord. Here's the 1, 2, 3 is E, 4 is F, 5 is what we're looking for, G. We got C, E, G. That's the triad. That makes up a major chord, which is your C. There's your C note. You'll notice that I play that pinky there on my root, and I move my third finger up to the top to grab that G as part of the triad. I use that to play as full of a chord as I can on the guitar. Not in every case, but you need to be able to access that. So here's our G, C, E, G, C, E. The chord up is made up only 3 notes, but they're repeated. So that sounds simple, right? I want to take the next degree of that scale, which is C, D, and D is always referred to as a minor second. So naturally we're going to play a D minor. And if I look at the individual notes for that scale, or for that chord rather, right there in the major scale, I'm looking for every other. D, E would be next, but we're looking for every other, so we're going to use the F. We're going to skip this G and grab this A. So we got D, F, and A. And that is the same notes that make up that second chord, D minor. So our scales play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Naturally, our chords would go C, D, and E's next. Was it major or minor? Well, thirds are normally referred to as minor thirds, which is our E minor. And the next note in the scale is F. Now we're going to the fourth note in the scale, referred to as a perfect fourth, which is major. And the fifth is G, which is a perfect fifth. Six, the sixth note of the scale, C, D, E, F, G, A. 6. Remember, 6 is relative minor to major. What that means is your C is major, your 6 is relative minor, which is an A note, makes it A minor. And anything played over A minor works over C. I can play C rhythm and play A minor over that. It's relative. Let's look at the next one, B. Here's the 7th. 7th is always tricky. It's one that you probably not use a whole lot, referred to as a B minor 7th flat 5. Here's what it sounds like. We won't worry about that one too much right now, but that is the sound of it. And back to the major C, relative. So in the key of C, if we're looking to write a song, or possibly learn a song that's in the key of C, we know that because of that scale, them 7 notes, that each note represents a chord, and those more likely are the chords that will be in that song, because they all interchange and are relative to that key because of that scale. So if I played the scale once more, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If I play the chords that correspond to that scale, C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and here's the weird one, B minor 7 flat 5, back to a C major. If you look at your scales that way in chords and interchange them, it will open up a whole lot more doors and avenues for music. That's just the one little tidbit I want to share with you today. So thanks for watching. This is Jimmy Haynes Guitars, and be sure to check out my YouTube channel under Jimmy Haynes Guitar. And if you like the video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the videos with your friends, and the like button, and any comments below. If this video was helpful in any way, please state them below in the comments. And have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.